Well, good day, guys. This is Brandon, Little NC Farmer, coming to you again today. And guys, I wanted to give you an update on my garden, and I've got some footage down at the farm. Hopefully I can show you that as well and kind of show you where we're at. And it has been a roller coaster of a spring. I don't know if this spring now or if it is, I don't know. I really do not know. But I'm out here at my blueberries right now. And this one, the cold did not hurt it. But my other one, I think that one is called Early Blue. This one I think is called Brightwell. Let me swing you around here. Okay, this one I think is called Early Blue, and this one is Brightwell. This is the one that the cold got it. These tend to have a bigger berry on it. Now there were a few, and they have already ripened and came off. But this one, as you can see, guys, I mean, it is just simply loaded with them. And this is another one. I can't remember the name of this one, but it's the same variety as the Brightwell, I think. And I believe right here, yeah, they're turning, not quite ripe yet. Guys, I'm going to ask a question on my blackberry this year. I'm not seeing much. Well, wait a minute, maybe I am now, or no, I don't know. It's just not really too gung-ho about putting out growth for next year. I'm not sure what's going on there, and I have fertilized it just like I always do. And I went ahead, actually, that sprout, let's go over here a second. This sprout right here, this is the new growth for next year. And guys, believe it or not, it actually bloomed, and I went ahead and cut that bloom off because I did not want that to happen. Another weird scenario of our spring this year, but I mean, it looks like we're going to have a good crop of them from what I'm seeing. Okay, hopefully by now you have seen the video where I planted the tomato plants, as you can see right here. And they have finally, those were planted on May the 19th, if I remember correctly. And they are just now starting to come out of that cold spell. Guys, we had nights down in the 50s. And I apologize for this noise around here. Our neighbors down below us here are having timber cut. And so that's why we've got all this racket around here. But the nights would get down in the 50s. And I mean, it just played. I really did not know if these was going to come out, but now they are looking great. They actually, the leaves had turned purple, and I was really beginning to worry about them. But now they look like they have snapped out of it. And I got out here this morning when I got home from work and tilled everything, hoed the middles and everything. So got it looking good, and I went ahead and planted my okra. It's right there in that row right there. So everything's planted in this garden with exception down there where you see the kale. I'm waiting on that to dry, and I'm going to save my seed off of that. And then hopefully I've got room there for another, maybe a couple tomato plants. And then our beans, they are, I mean, guys, they are looking excellent. Now they actually love that cool weather. These two rows right here are jade bush beans. They do great for us here. And then these are my first time having this many, but these are the Cherokee yellow wax beans. And I want to try those, and I've had them in containers, and really never had enough to really do anything with, but I want to see how I like them. What I have tried was great. I didn't have an issue. You know, I loved them, loved the flavor of them. So I'm hoping we can do more. But right here in this row, we've got our cucumbers and our squash. Squash is down that way. And I will say something, guys. I don't know if it's showing up on here or not, but I have on my squash vines, I've got 6 of them. And I have went ahead and dusted them with some 7 dust. Now, people may not do that. You know, that's totally up to you. When I put that out, if I use it, I will use it like right now, before anything's bloomed, before it's setting fruit or anything like that. Now, if it begins to set, you know, vegetation like a cucumber, squash, or whatever, I'm not going to put anything like that on it, because, you know, I just don't want to do that. But with the way the pickle worms and the squash vine borers are anymore, I just felt like it was best to do it. If you'll notice, in my cucumber row, I've had issues trying to get those to come up. So I've put down more seed. There's actually some, you can't see them from here, but they are some just starting to pop up out of the ground now. And it was the same way with the cantaloupes. The watermelons was like that. And hopefully you'll see some of that on the video. I don't remember what and all I put on there, but hopefully, I do know I've got sweet potatoes, corn, and stuff like that on that video, so hopefully you'll get to see that. But our planting is just about done. The next thing, I guess, to plant will be the field peas, and that'll be coming up probably in 2 or 3 weeks, weather permitting. And that's the thing. I mean, guys, if it's not dealing with the cold nights and cold days for that matter, it's dealing with the ground being too wet that you can't get in it and work it. And I mean, it's just been a hectic roller coaster mess. And I want to show you something else. This mess right here, we call it Bermuda grass. I don't know the technical name for it, but if it gets in your garden, it will literally infest it. And it keeps me busy. I mean, if you look in through there, you'll see little sprigs of it everywhere that I constantly have to pull up and keep it at bay. This is something, it was sporadic, but now it's everywhere. Now, that stuff, I'm gonna tell you about it. That stuff, to my best of my knowledge, is not native to this part of North Carolina where we live. It's more native in the Sandhills area, but not around here. But how it's got started, people will go and buy grass seed, and my neighbor, bless his heart, he's dead now, but he used to sow his yard every fall. Nothing, I mean, I'm not faulting him for that by no means, but if you will look on these bags of grass seed, they have so much of that stuff in it. Some of them will have clover. There's so much clover, there's so much different types, rye, fescue. Fescue is primarily what most people around here like, that and rye, and what he used was rye. But what he didn't believe it till I showed him on the bag one day. I said, if you'll turn around and look, and I said, look close at it, you've got so much other stuff in there other than just your rye grass. And sure enough, I made a believer out of it. So be careful when you're buying stuff like that, because if you're not too careful, you will be introducing some weeds, grass, whatever, to your landscape that you probably don't want to have. Now, clover's something I don't mind. That doesn't bother me. Clover is beneficial for the soil. And talking about my garden, people say, how do you keep it so weed free? It's really not a problem for me. That did not happen this spring. There's something you need to understand regarding weeds. If you ever let weeds get out of hand and go to seed, you've got problems. They'll keep coming back. I don't have a weed problem here per se, because I don't let them go to seed. I take them out as soon as I see them. And that is very helpful in tending a garden. Now, it's hard to do that in a big field, I understand that. But in something like this, that's how I keep it at bay. And once I see anything, the hoe goes to it and I get it out of there. And I'm pretty much, I mean, there'll be a little bit of tillage and cultivation involved here, but not a whole lot. My tomatoes, I'm going to be ready to start putting cages out here and staking them up, whatever I'm going to do there. And hopefully before long I can get my cucumbers together. And let me show you this. This row right here is actually pinto beans. I forgot to mention that earlier. Got the idea from old Alabama gardener, and I miss him, by the way. But I will probably put up some fencing or cattle panel or something along here to stake these up so they can run on it. And I want to try and grow pinto beans and shell them out, you know, dried beans, and can them, because I love my pinto beans. I mean, to me, that's just good country eating. So, you know, that's what that is. This is my first time having those in a long time. I had some years ago and they were so good. And if you've never had some that you've raised yourself, there again, you just can't beat the difference. It's just so much better than anything you're gonna buy in the store. Guys, I just thought I'd take a minute and show you this corn. And this is the little cob, pencil cob, no cob, whatever you want to call it. Probably been in the ground about a month. I plowed it last week, if I remember right. It really needs to be plowed again, and I did side dress it then. That's why it's so, you can see out through there, you can see some of it got burnt a little bit, but it's had a rain on it. And I'm nervous about trying to plow it, because I don't know but what it won't snap it off. So I don't know, we'll just have to wait to see. But I do notice that we've had a deer. I've got 2 rows of sweet potatoes right here beside of it, roughly in the same spot that I had them last year. And so I like just a few more to finish out that last row. You probably can't see them. Probably they're too small to see unless I get right here on them, but you can see there's the deer track. And so don't know what they're after. I can't see where they've harmed anything, but we gotta have to get our guard up on that. And so it's fixing to rain, and I'm down here just trying to do what needs to be done right now and see what else I need to do. Would love to get 1 row of green beans right over here, just to have some extra. And the plan is on this upper side right up here in that red part is to do the field peas like we did last year. I have cut that up, and guys, I want to tell you that new disc, or putting those new disc on that har, made all the difference in the world. That cut up so good. It looks almost as if you went through it with a roto-hoe or rototiller behind the tractor. And so, but I've got a little bit of grass in here in the middles, you know, along the plants, but I'm really not worried about it. but I would love to plow it one more time. And if worse come to worst, if you know, I don't have a problem running my tiller through that, and I'll just put that middle buster on the back of it and let it roll the dirt to it. And done it before, and I don't mind doing it again. So anyway, just thought I would give you a quick update on this, guys. Today is June the 2nd, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. So anyway, guys, come back, sit down for a minute. That's about where we're at, and hope I've got both videos tied in together. But I do look forward to doing some sweet potatoes this year. One more thing, I'll probably do some of the Cherokee tan pumpkins down there in that corn. I'm thinking about maybe putting me out maybe 3 or 4 hills of them. That's probably all. I don't want a big amount of them, but that will be probably one more thing, and then we'll do the peas and we'll be done planting for the most part. I did not have no sweet corn this year. It's just something that I just didn't do, and it requires a lot of work, and I love it. I love my corn, but I just did not do it this year. And so anyway, maybe we'll do that another year. But we've got the field corn, and you've seen in that video, it is looking great. And so if we can keep getting a little rain on it, and hopefully we'll have something there. So I hope you found something interesting here, guys. And I hope you have a great season this year and put up a lot of vegetables. And if anyone's curious as to the size of that little plot here in my backyard, that is roughly, it's 30 feet long and it's about 24 feet wide. And guys, I raise a ton of food off of that one little spot. It would blow your mind if you knew how much I grew off of that. Thankfully, he's not making a loud racket going through there. I'll be glad when this is done. And our beautiful mountain that was up here behind us is scalped from about a quarter of the way down. The middle section is just bare ground now. I mean, anyway, it is what it is. So, but guys, y'all have a great day. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate all your support. And if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll try to get back with you and answer as best as I can. Y'all have a great day. Hope you have a good summer. Thank you, Little NC Farm.